Hello, welcome to my channel. It's Speedsterjohnny. I'm going to do a walk around of my F3 Spyder and give you a little insight into how I've personalized it and made it my own. And we're going to start with the cover. When we do the walk around, I'm going to be using a head strap which came from Drift Innovations. Perfect match for my Drift Ghost X. So when we get out there, this is what I'll be using as I walk around my bike, look it over, and show you the things that I've added, and you will decide for yourself if this is the way you would outfit your bike if you have one like mine. Okay, starting from the rear, I have the Tunnelman tail bag by Saddleman, which I ordered through Revzilla. Now, depending upon how anal you are, whether you want to have the loops exactly even from front to back and side and everything, well, I just did the best I could, and it's pretty securely mounted. And currently, the only thing I'm carrying in here is my rain clothing, but obviously there's room for a great deal more. I got the idea to get this from Rob, our gimpy garage guy, and I would have to say that it's been a good purchase. For a little over $100, it gives me a lot of carrying capacity, which currently is not really being majorly utilized other than the aforementioned rain gear. My tank bag was a veteran of my Harley-Davidson Sportster days. And of course, the Harley has a metal fuel tank, and the Can Am Spyder does not. So what to do? I got suggestions about, sell it on eBay and get as much as you can for it. Another person suggested, well, rig some straps to it so you can tie it around underneath. Yeah, decent suggestion. But the best suggestion was my own. Use Velcro. I'm currently on generation 2 of the Velcro. It was attached at 4 points, but the felt padding on the bag made it kind of difficult because it didn't really stick very well, and over the course of the summer and early fall it started to come loose. So what I did was I cut away the felt padding and attached it to the underlaying plastic, and that sticks much better, and it's mounted at 4 points. And I also found out that I had mounted it backwards, because inside this compartment here is where I keep my garage door opener and my adapter for the USB port, which I'll talk about in a minute, and very handy for that. I also keep my emergency medical under the glass screen here, where I list my emergency contacts and whatever surgeries and whatever medications I'm on, and the fact that I have lens implants from cataract surgery. Kind of handy. Cell phone. This is to remind me every time I get on the bike that I want to have my cell phone with me. And even if I happen to have a cell phone in a discharged state, I can plug it in with the USB connection. Which brings me to the USB connection right here. This is something that I purchased through Le Monster Garage, and I'm very happy to have it. Generally, what goes into this connection is the power supply for my Garmin, which works very well. Yeah, okay, we know. There's also an X mount here that fits right on it, which would hold my cell phone if I chose to mount it there. And the other one, of course, is for the Garmin itself. So, walking up front, this is what I keep in my frunk as in front trunk. All the things I carry, tools, supplies. I have enough zip ties here to last till rapture, I think. I've got the cap from the vendor that sold me this particular trike, Mountain Motorsports, a couple of cleaning rags. Those two little cords here are actually to secure the cover for the bike if I happen to have it parked outside and it's windy conditions. A couple of wiping cloths, all my important paperwork, including my registration and my insurance card, something you have to say if you ever get pulled over. I've got the key for my helmet lock, which is actually mounted to the frame. I'll show you. It's right here. Now, it doesn't look like a very substantial unit for sure, but as we all know, locks are for honest people. And if somebody's going to steal your helmet, they're going to steal your helmet. Case closed. I also have a pair of reading glasses because I usually travel with just sunglasses, which are not prescription. And there's a charging jumper type cables that I've already put to use once. Some ballpoint pens. An emergency light, which is obviously very bright. And this is really kind of a favorite thing of mine, which is the tire pump from Le Monster Garage also. You set it to the temperature. You set it to the pressure that you need, and it automatically shuts off about half a pound higher than the setting, because as we know, when you disconnect your hose from the tire valve, there's a little bit of pressure lost, and I think that's a way of compensating for that. That hardware there is extra hardware I think I got from when I put the adapter on, which is wired straight to the battery. It's not in the CAN bus system at all. Don't know why I really would have to have that, but I do. So what the heck. And this right here I use when I take out the USB adapter. I can plug this into the same connector, which is like a cigarette lighter. And what it does is it gives you the ability to hook up a charger, like a float charger. And that works very well. Okay, now tools. I have a 10 millimeter open and box end and two Torx fittings. This one is a looks like T27, and this one, where is it? It's there somewhere, a T30. These are not arbitrary choices. I decided to do this because of suggestions from people who frequent SpyderLovers.com, which is a good source of information. Okay, I got a 3/4 drive ratchet. I've got a multi-tool. I've got a long extension here. And with a 10mm socket, also 3/4 drive. Your ever handy small crescent wrench, a screwdriver that has both Phillips and flat blade, a small needle nose clamp. No telling how that might help you out. Tire pressure gauge, a tire plug kit, and this is especially important. This is a push pin puller. And why do you need that? Well, in order to get the bin out of here, you need push pin pliers. And it can be done without them, but it makes it a whole lot easier if you have them. This old t-shirt here is here basically just to keep things from rattling around too much inside the frunk. Now, I was told by the salesman before we went outside to go over the controls and everything when I picked it up when it was new, that it would hold a full face helmet. Of course, I had a full face helmet with me, and at least on the F3 models, it doesn't do that, but no big deal. Anyway, that's how I've outfitted my Spyder, and of course, you can see the mobile gas winged Pegasus. Just something I like to have, and it's a little carryover from my Speedster owners' days. Speedsters being 57 to 59 Porsches. I was part of that group, although my particular car was a cabriolet. Great times, great fun. Well, that's how I did it. I'm certainly open to more suggestions, and I hope the information that I've mentioned will help you when you outfit your Spyder. Thanks very much for watching, and I've enjoyed presenting my information to you. Take care, and ride safely always. And as Blockhead would say, be vigilant. It matters.